All right, let's see what we got here. This one right here. Connect to this. Let's see if this is on now. Bada bing, bada boom. No, it's not. Wait, is it? Nope. What the hell, man? All right, turn it off, turn it back on. Try that. Technology is pain in the ass sometimes. Technology. Come on. I have no idea why this is not working. Yeah. Why, oh, why? Wait, let me. Oh, it's not connected. Hold on. Let's see if that works. Did it connect? Yep. Here we go. All right. Get my vibe right. Yo, that's heat right there. That's heat. That's heat right there. That's my boy Tank. All right. Now that my Zen is right. Let me see what I got over here. Well, first of all, my internet is good, so that's check. I need to set the timer. Where is it? That'll do for now. I need to get the chat up real quick. All right, we good with the chat. That should be good. Let me mute this. All right, that's good. All right, cool. Gorilla, you. Rich, what's good, man? What's up, Stacy? All right. Yeah, I tried to go on Instagram a little while ago, but I had to leave. So couldn't really do that. But I had actually came on Instagram because I think it was Winston in the group was talking about some paper trades that he made that he lost. And that right there that's an issue. So I wanted to see what was going on with him specifically. So hopefully he'll come on the live. Why? Yeah, hopefully he'll actually come on the live so I can talk to him a little bit, find out what's going on. That's something I take very seriously. If somebody is saying that they're losing trades, there's an issue. We should not be losing any trades. So it immediately leads me to believe that you are deviating to some degree, and I need to find out why and in what way, and we need to address that because there's no reason that we would be losing trades. Period. I know that sounds crazy to some people. They're like, "What?" Like I said, there's no reason for us to lose trades. Period. The only time that anyone is losing is when they are deviating from what it is that we are being trained to do. That's it. To some degree. It may not be anything that's major. It might be something subtle and small, but whatever it is, we need to narrow it down because that's an issue. That is an issue that has to be dealt with immediately. Yeah, exactly, Rich. Exactly. That's how I feel. And I really know that. Like I know that for a fact. If you lost, it's something that you did not do. Or something that you did too much of. Controlling your urges and all of that. That probably has the most to do with it. A lot of times it's just impatience. A lot of times you taking trades and it's like you got to look and see like, well, do you have permission? Did the market give you permission to do anything? And it's like, oh, the market didn't even give you permission. So what are you even doing? Like that type of thing. But we're going to get to the bottom of it. What's up, Tiffany? What's up, Walker? What's happening, Don? Yeah, and that's how we got to be. That's how we got to be. I mean, I glanced at the market briefly, and when I looked, I was like, like I don't think nobody should be doing nothing right now. Not to say that the market had not moved into different environments. It could have, came into the environment that we want and then left. Something along those lines. But anytime I hear about someone doing anything, I'm always in search of the reasoning behind you doing anything. Did you have permission? All right, YouTube, don't start. I'm barely on. Jeez. I'm barely even on the live. And YouTube is they starting already. All right, let me get this together. And I don't know why the internet is acting a little sketchy. Not a little. Not a lot, rather. Just a little bit. But enough for me to notice. Come on. And it'd be silly stuff. It'd be, oh, I didn't have the laptop up high enough. Then I put the laptop up high and then it works. This internet crap I will never get. One of these days I will be getting the additional hotspot. I'm gonna just get tired of this and just get that extra hotspot. Yep, one of these days. It appears to be working. Let me see. Chip, what's happening? What's up, Ashlyn? What up, Matthew? Yes, I agree. Ashlyn said got to start with observing MRMH first. When in doubt, like what else is there to do? You know? As I said, I'm always in the car. Yeah, man. This is my office. This is my solace. I recommend that you get, like, eventually you'll get to the point where you'll find that you are able to train better and to be more focused away from it all. Like the reason I can't be in the house is because Mrs. Fuller likes to be on the phone, you know, talking. I'm hearing that. I don't like all of that distraction in the background personally. So I just come to the car. I'm in the office when I'm in the car. Even Starbucks. Notice I don't go to Starbucks as much now for when I trade. If I'm trading, as a matter of fact, I don't go to Starbucks no more because there's too much noise. It just be too much going on. I kind of did that when I used to be more active in the market. When I was more noisy, that's when you would see me trading in Starbucks. Now you don't see that. Now do the recaps in Starbucks, but that's it. When I'm trading or I want to get thorough training in, I'm in the car, without a doubt. And it's also mobile, so I can move around. If I want to go sit by the park or something like that and listen to birds, you know, I could do that. But anyway, Walker said there was definitely a short bout of solid stability earlier this morning. What time was that? Was that like morning? Like U.S. session morning? Or towards the afternoon? And you said that there was a short bout. So that means that it did not last that long, which is interesting. Take a look at this 2213 right here. Look at this. Take a look at this. You need a +1 right there. You need a +1 right there. You need a +1 right there. You got it back. You got a BT. Nope. 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 And you see how quick I will just immediately dismiss if that parameter is broken. If you're here looking at it and you see that it's broken, then why would you want to deviate from what you're trained to do? You're trained to DQ that. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I'm using that as an example because, like, look at what just happened. Look. 1 micro pip slap. If you took that, oh, that looks good. I got pricing, and you just jump into that. 1 micro pip. Market letting you know that it ain't there yet. So I'm just saying. Just saying. Yep. Stan, how did you stop yourself from taking trades when the environment is not right? I tend to know environment is not right, but still take the trade. How do you stop yourself? Yo, I love it. Who want to answer that? Who wants to answer that question? That's Stan asking that question. Listen to, you heard what he just said? Yo, you gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Stan, that is an awesome question. He said, how do you stop yourself? Lord, have mercy. A lot of mercy. Come on, internet. This internet is acting a little funky. A little funky and funny today. Come on, man. Start working as soon as I pull up or pull back. I pull up, it's working. Come on, man. Silliness. All right. Where we at? I love Matthew's answer. Yo, I love Buddha's answer. You see what Buddha said? Buddha is like pie. Simple. He said you just stop. I can't say I disagree with that one, man. I really can't. I can't disagree. You that's what you do. You just stop. But I know that there's more to it than that for the majority of people. You know, Buddha, he cut from that cloth where once you just decide to do something, you just decide to do it. You don't really spend a lot of time going back and forth. That's how I am too. That's why it tends to be it tends to appear to look much easier when certain people do things, because they make a decision and then they just stick to the decision that they make, and that's it. Like there's no wavering or going back and forth, or there's no debate. You know, oh, I'm not doing that no more, and that's it. Like they just stop doing it. But I understand that that's a cloth that you just got to be cut from in order to do it like that. I do understand that. But yeah, it's interesting. Let's let me look and see what others are saying. Aslan said, Stan, you got to learn discipline and patience before you do anything. Another awesome response. Oh man, excuse me. That's another awesome response. Don says, best way to stop yourself is just turn it off and walk away. Solid. He said, Stan said, I tried walking away, but then come back. You know what's funny? When you hear, and not just Stan, but anytime someone talks about it, it almost sounds like you're talking about someone else. You talk about yourself, but it sounds like you're referring to someone else in the third party. Listen to what you said. I tried walking away, but then come back. Like you almost say it as if it's like, but then I come back. As if you don't have any control over coming back. You see what I'm saying? And that's a switch in your brain that you got to switch that off. Because it's almost as if you're allowing something outside of your control to control you. But the thing outside of your control is you. So you're out of control of yourself. That's why that's all it is. There's nobody that's going to save you from yourself. A third party can't save you from yourself. You got to do it. You got to do it. Well, you said that 3 o'clock was solid. That looked like it has some speed in it. Or is it just me? That looked a little Speedy Gonzalez-ish. And this is what I was gonna say. What Matthew says next is exactly what I was gonna say. When you get tired of losing, you're gonna stop. That's always a gateway drug. Exhaustion from losing. Always a gateway drug, for real. Rich said, your battle was personal stance, self-control. Here equals freedom. Don said, anything you chase in life gets repelled, even if you chase women. That is true. That is so true. As soon as you stop chasing women, here they come, right? Here they come. Get your game up, you know, and you change your aura and your swag and everything changes, and now you're not a repellent. That's true. Definitely applies. Stan said, I'm more than tired, but it keeps happening. Then you're not more than tired yet. You're not there yet. It's very interesting. This is good to explore and to go through, because this is how people get delivered. Like just with the dialogue that we having right now, I'm sensing that you'll be delivered from your situation. Your situation is you. Listen to what you just said. I am more than tired, but it keeps happening. Let's think about that. If you're more than tired, but it keeps happening, who's allowing it to happen? Is there someone that's literally taking control of your body and making you do it? Is that what's going on? Like, is something body snatching you that's out of your control? That's not it. That's not what it is. It's your own decision to choose to go back. The reason it keeps happening is because you keep making it happen. And what I think that you're dealing with is, I think that you're dealing with habitual activity. You created bad habits over time, and you don't know how to break them on your own yet. So you're tired, but you can't break the habit because you don't know how. But the how is very simple, but it's difficult for you to accept the how. The how is stop. Well, how do I stop doing this? Stop. See, like just me saying that, you're like, nah, see, it's more to it than that. No, it's actually not. That's what it is. That's why it's hard for you. It's hard because it's easy to do. It's hard because it's simple. That's how powerful your brain is. Your habits have been created to the point where them shits seem like they outside of you and they controlling you. Mind you, they're your habits that you created. It's very similar to like when they talk about like possession. You know how they talk about, so, oh, he's possessed. He possessed with a spirit. He possessed with no spirit. He just don't know how to deal with himself. The spirit that you're talking about is just a part of you that you allow to take complete control of your whole situation. So to that degree, it's possession, but it ain't some separate entity that's outside of you possessing you and making you do shit. It's a part of you that was created. Your own imagination and your mind and everything creates shit that becomes part of you, that becomes hard to deal with and hard to break because you've committed so much of your energy into creating it. This is how powerful you are as a person. Your ability to create a demon. You created the demon. It's like you created the very thing that it seems like you can't control. The reason you can't control it is because it's you. So the part of you that's rational can't understand, oh, nah, it can't be me. That's not me doing it. It is you doing it. It's you. That's the trick. That's what it is, but we're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. He said, easier said than done to just stop. What did I just say? That's exactly what I just described just now. Rich said, time sticking with and doing the right thing will set you right. Matthew, decide to go against what you want to get what you need. Uh-oh. Getting a little deeper. Don said, Stan, you got to get out of that employee mindset. That's why you don't know when to stop. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. Rich said, tonight's live, take control. Stacy said, I lost one time and I'm like, I'm done. Uh-oh, is it? Wait. YouTube still blurry? Play around with your quality. Cause I'm looking at it, it's clear on here. It's clear on mine. But check it again. Cause I don't like, you know how I feel about that. Walker said, you keep happening. Rich said, you tired of your own actions. It's a learned mindset. Stan said, I have urge to trade. It's like an addiction, but can't work out how to change it. You say you got to save yourself, but how can I save myself if I'm the problem? Stan gonna get delivered today. He's saying all of the right stuff that's gonna deliver him today. Let me read that again, what Stan just said. So we could pray on it. We're gonna pray. We're gonna touch and agree. Listen to what he just said. I have the urge to trade. It's like an addiction, but can't work out how to change it. You say you gotta save yourself, but how can I save myself if I'm the problem? Whew. The doors of the church are open. Yo. No, you did not just type that as I'm saying it. All right. I'm not gonna mic drop for the sake of Stan, but relax. Relax, Adele. That was eerie. As I'm scrolling down, singing it, it's at the bottom. It was the last comment. Crazy. All right, ain't nothing to look at in the market right now. So, next. Matthew said, addicted to the lights, camera, action. Hollywood. Don said, practice meditation. Make it a habit. It works. Ooh. I'm wondering if you can answer this. What Rich is asking. He said, what are you getting out of it? In other words, what are you getting out of continuously repeating it over and over again? He said, even the crackhead has a why he's getting cracked. Gorilla said, practice patience on the demo. Osman, what's happening? Stan said, thanks, Don and Rich. Think I'm wanting to progress quicker than the market allows. Okay, that sounds like thirst. That's what that sounds like to me. Rich said, set some alarms that keep you in line. Like one that says, turn the computer off. Jelani said, if you lose enough, you'll stop. Don, losing is a habit. Enough losing won't stop. It's the habit you have to change. Ooh. Whoa. Rewind. Don said losing is a habit. He said enough losing won't stop. It's the habit you have to change. Did you hear what he said? Jesus. See, that's a level right there everybody is not ready for. Lord. You want to be saved, you got to believe first, right? Yeah, Adele, you be walking into service while the preaching is going on and the choir singing. JT said, you must condition your habit, your addiction. You could at least start by never being on the chart until the market gets real slow. Matthew says, Stan, the end goal has to be bigger than the moment. What's up, Winston? The man I was looking for. Yeah, you're gonna get some salvation today. So Winston, talk to me about the those 3 paper trades that you took earlier. I saw you mention that in the chat. And first of all, tell me what the first question is that I'm going to ask you. That's first of all. What's the question I'm going to ask you? The first question, off top. He said, "Oh shit." Stan, you gonna get salvation today, brother. Like for real. Just stay put. There we go. MRMH. And the answer is? So the question is, did you have MRMH? What's the answer? The answer is no. So now we know what's responsible for the 3 losses. Pretty much the same thing that's always responsible. And not to say that having MRMH guarantees wins. Having MRMH assures you that you have bid witness to what you need to see prior to absorbing follow-through trades that come. So if you don't have the permission slip, then why would you be taking any trades at all? Is the question. The answer is that you won't be taking any trades without the permission slip. So therefore, if you took trades without the permission slip, then you have deviated from what you're being trained and conditioned to do. And that's the reason why we stick to the training. So another thing that I'm going to definitely try my best to do for the sake of everyone and just for the sake of the project, as I'm moving through Project 21, I make it my best effort to ensure that before I take a trade, the MRMH is present in the market, period. And I'll make sure that I make mention of that when I'm recording the videos, because it does not make sense to engage in the market without permission. If the market is not telling you that it's okay, then you know that the time ain't right. If the time ain't right, it don't matter what you're trying to do with a trade. The whole purpose of waiting on the market is allowing the market to dictate when the time is right, instead of you trying to force the market to tell you something that it ain't telling you. If the market's not telling you that, then why do you want to force the market to tell you that? Stan's reason is thirst. He said it himself. He read it. He said it earlier. I'm gonna read it again what he said, because I'm explaining to you what goes on even after you start training. Watch. He said, "I think I'm wanting to progress quicker than the market allows." What did he just say? In other words, I'm thirsty. And it's like being thirsty when the market is an abundance of water. The market is the water. And you thirsty? You don't have to be thirsty. Just let the market bring you the fresh water. The market's going to give you your portion of the water. Allow the market to give you the water. And leave it at that. Matthew said, Winston creeps into the house thinking he's safe. Mark sits in the corner and turns on the lights. Right. In the cut. He talking about, but I got an iPhone. But Winston, I do applaud you for paper trading. And it's good that you do that, because you get exposed when you paper trade. The same thing that you do when you paper trade is the same shit you're going to do when you live. So it's better that we expose the bad habits during the paper trading process rather than waiting until you're live now and you want to start to repeat the bad habits that you never got rid of in the first place. This is another thing. And another thing is also that you're talking about what you're doing. Because you could have just been doing a bunch of stuff and not saying anything. No, don't do that. You got to talk about it. You got to talk about what you're doing. JT said, I lost with an MRMH instability in the market. I throw my hands up. JT, what are you referring to? You talking about something that you've done or something that you did? Winston said, but my real live trade sits at 6-0. Very good. Very good. Adele said you were paper curve fitting. Rich was asking James, were there speed present? He said no. So when you say, let me see exactly what you said. You said I lost with an MRMH and stability in the market. But what trade did you, what was the trade that you took? The next question, I guess, would be, did the trade meet the parameters? Or were you attempting to, let the market present parameters to you? Because I'm trying to get to what you're getting at. If you're saying that you had MRMH and stability, when it's the same thing. Because you can't have MRMH without it. But remember that MRMH is not just stability isolated by itself. MRMH is when a valid trade sets up during stability. So let's just be clear with that. Okay, so he's clarifying. He's saying it was a stability trade. Yo, why are you doing all of this? Yeah, go over there, man. Doing too much. But anyway. He said he got video for it, I think. Did he say that? Okay, yeah. I want to take a look at that, definitely. That's another reason why, even though I'm talking about stability and training and all of that, when you hear me talk about the market revealing the parameters to you and that type of thing, that's something that you elevate to. By the time you get to that point, there's never a question of whether or not. You'll never be able to say, oh, well, there was MRMH, but I lost still. That's not possible if you're following the protocol. And if you're not following the protocol that's laid out, and you're in your mind waiting for the market to reveal parameters to you, then you have to find out specifically what it is that you're actually doing. And if you can't answer that question, then you shouldn't be doing it yet. It's just like every time I take a trade, I know why I took the trade, and I know why I took the trade right now. Like I can answer, well, why'd you take that? Why'd you take that trade? It has more to do with why I took it just now. You see what I'm saying? So precision comes from awareness in the market. Precision doesn't just come from the trade that you pick. It's precision with timing. That's where you're eventually going to fall short if you never develop a solid habit with identifying stability. It's just like knowing that stability is present in the market, and you become so acclimated with what it looks like, you know when it goes out. Like you see the moment it stops. Like, oh no, nope. It's not stable like it should be. It's not solid, it's transitioning. Like you're able to pinpoint moments where it's transitioning and going in and out. You know, like I can say certain things that'll blow your mind because you're like, what? Just for me to say it, it doesn't even make sense unless you're able to see it too. It's just like I can say something now. If you have seen it or are able to see it, it resonates with you immediately. If you're not at that level, it will totally confuse you. That's why I don't talk about everything. I only talk about the things that I know you've seen. If I get into other things, you immediately want to curve fit it. And that's where the problem comes in. Because you're trying to curve fit something that you can't curve fit. Like the market can't be curve fitted. It can only be observed. You're never trying to box in a set of rules that the market didn't give you. It's like, well, where'd you get the rules from? And if you say, well, the market gave me these rules, then if the market gave you the rule, then that means that the market also gave you when to apply the rule. And it's like, uh-oh. Now you're confusing me, Mark. I'm actually not confusing you. I'm bringing you to the beginning before you try to go to the end. If you try to go to the end, you'll get confused. Stay in the beginning until the end becomes obvious. Like it's just like if you a baby, you don't go from a baby to a teenager. You go from a baby to, a toddler, then an adolescent, then a teenager. You can't go from the baby to the teenager. There's a whole bunch of shit in between that is moving you up to the next level. That's why elevation comes organically. It's not something that you can force upon yourself. Like you can't be like, yeah, I'm gonna elevate, baby. Yeah, move on up. Nah. Your elevation only comes through your mastery of each step. If you don't master the beginning, you're not even going to go to the next step. How you going to get to the end? So this is where people run into, I guess, opposition would be a good word to use. Where it's like, damn, well, I did that, but then this happened. If this happened, then you didn't do that. You understand what I'm saying? Because you spent enough time observing to know that that wasn't it. But if you haven't spent enough time observing, then you don't know that that wasn't it. So the market checks you. The market's like, nah, you thought that that was it, but that's not it. Let me show you what it is. That's why you always hear me say the same thing over and over again. Stick to the framework, because the framework will ensure that you don't lose. Your elevation will come on its own. It's not something that you're going to have to try to force. It ain't something that you're going to have to try to figure out. You'll elevate when the time is right for you to elevate, because that's what the market helps you to do organically anyway. But you have to stay connected to the market and adhere to the protocol that we use, because that came from the market. Where do you think the protocol came from? And there's, another thing too is like, is you can know too much. And when you know too much, you have to reduce, not even reduce, you have to deduct the things that are not relevant for what you want to execute. I'll give an example. It's just like knowing that you have stability when there's speed too. What is that knowledge giving you? You understand? The fact that well, the market can have stability when it's fast too. Okay, but what does that mean for you? Think about it. For you now, that in the back of your mind, way back there, you just gave yourself permission to trade when the market is fast. Just like that. You didn't mean to. You didn't mean to do that. But you did it. That quick, you gave yourself permission. Because you feel justified. You're like, well, nah, there could be stability when the market has some speed in it. Okay, but what does that mean for you and the way that you execute? You see what I'm saying? That's not what your execution is, though. So you can't fall victim to trying to do too much, because you're justifying the fact that stability can be found during a different environment. Doesn't mean anything for you. That's not the environment that you trade during. That's not the environment where the trade will come for you. So what are you doing? You see what I'm saying? Little stuff like that. That's why I always, it's like I kind of always present a warning. I'm like, listen, the more that you learn and the more that you elevate, it's going to become more difficult for you to control yourself. It's going to become way more difficult for you to control. For me, I told you, just for me to be able to trade once a week, you know what kind of shit I got to do? For me to not do that? For me to not do more than that? And I'm not saying that I'm automatically always going to get more than one or however many trades in a week. My point is that all I know is when I'm on the chart and the market gives me what I need, I'm there waiting and ready without trying to be. No doubt about it. There's no doubt in my mind at all about anything. If that market shows up and is giving me that bread and I see it, I take it automatically. No hesitation, no nothing. I'm even used to pressing record because I'm so used to documenting the process. It's record, trade. Or sometimes I'm already in the trade, then I got to record after. You see what I'm saying? So like, that's my personal process. That's how I move. So for me to be able to present a specific thing to show people through the documentation, I got to switch everything up that I normally do. I don't normally not do anything if the market is presenting opportunity at the time. If I see it, I'm like, there it is. Bang. So I got straight not be in. I got to log out. I'm logged completely out of that account right now because I already had the trade for the week. Mind you, it's Tuesday. This is why in the past all the challenges and projects that I've done happen so fast. Because if I'm around and the market sets up, I'm there. I'm on it. It ain't nothing to even think about. So that's what I'm saying about the way that you grow and develop over time. It's going to happen organically anyway. On 330, I don't think had any pricing. When I was looking, it's also out of position. It was out of position. I think that's why there was no pricing. But we'll take a look at 335, see what that looks like. And right now, you can see the overall environment is not quite what it needs to be also for us. Not quite there. It's attempting to get there, but it ain't there yet. But all that, and then, like all of that, everything I just kind of spoke on ties directly into self-control, which is the issue Stan is having. Self-control. Same issue that Winston was having. As I asked one question, the answer to the question was no, which was the reason behind what happened. It's not, it's not complicated at all. Not complicated. Rich said, recording my trades helps to keep me in line as I refuse to watch myself doing dumb shit. Right. You don't want to watch the playback of something stupid that you did. That's an excellent way to keep yourself accountable. See what happens when you allow the thirst to kick in. You be trying hard to not let the thirst kick in, but it kicks in because there's always the allure of, man, what if I get that one? Or I could have got that one. It's FOMO, fear of missing out. It's thirst. I can get that one. That's thirst. Like why you got to try to get that one? You shouldn't have to try to get that one. You should just be present when the market give it to you. That's it. This one right here, I think, had a BT on it. Yes, it did. Yep. Yeah, coulda, woulda, shoulda. That's some very interesting information. Stan said, from what you're saying, I think my problem is that I have not identified my winning setups and kind of jump in on partial setups, hence why I lose. So consistency is affected. Okay. So it sounds as if you don't know the reason why you're taking the trade at the time, every time that you trade. Does that sound accurate? And I see the video, JT. Let me try to take a look at that real quick. If this thing opens up, I hope I ain't coming down with no cold, man. I'm feeling symptoms. I'm about to attack this joint. Word up, ginger tea on deck.
Is it in sync?
I love when y'all record, y'all be listening to training or to the live. Love that. All right, so let me see. So first of all, when was this? This is 10:44 p.m. and October 6th. So this was Sunday. This was Sunday night. Let me rewind it. So it looks like when you were in the trade, just judging from what I'm able to see of the distance, you might have had 3 micros on it. Might have had 3 micros. Price was slow, but it was not as stable probably as you thought that it was. Or actually, it could have been stable, but I think what happened is that it was just out of position. So when you entered it, you would have had to have taken it with the 3, but you didn't really get any confirmation that the movement, if there would have been movement, would be in the direction of the trade that you took. So when you do that and you get into the trade, it's almost like you're getting into the trade without being aware of the solidification of the direction that the market has selected. In other words, you don't know what it is yet because it ain't go nowhere yet. Then it goes somewhere after the fact, and it goes somewhere at the end of the binary, and it ain't your direction. So it's very dangerous to do that. So I mean, I can see just a number of things just off of the limited information that I'm looking at from the video, that was a lot that happened. That was a lot that took place. You know, one, you really didn't have that much distance. And not only that, the positioning of the price and the position that it was in, you didn't really have any confirmation that like, you know, like it was going to remain. You, as a matter of fact, you really got caught up in when movement came, and it wasn't even a lot of movement. It didn't have to be a lot of movement for you to lose that one, because your distance was it was too short. You didn't have a lot of distance at all. Like literally all it had to do was come back by 3 micros, which is exactly what it did. And you would lose. And that's exactly what happened. So I'm just going through it just to give some insight based on what I'm seeing in the video. And it kind of seemed like I remember that too. Because that was Sunday, was it not? That was Sunday night, right? Rub some tussin on it. Oh, man. Stan said, I know the reason, but not taking the best because not all trades are equal. And Stan, it's bigger than trades. I want you to realize that. JT, not even that it was a dangerous trade. That was dangerous as far as timing. That was dangerous for timing. If you broke that down within the range that it was in, And maybe this will help you specifically because I know that you're wired like this. The range that was in for 3 minutes was 3 micro pips, top to bottom, right? So if you got a 3 MP range and the market is in position and the top of it is only 3 away from the strike. Now, let me help you with what I'm saying. There's a difference between being 3 away from the strike and being 5 away from the strike with a 3 MP range. Do you understand? Does that make sense? Because if you got a 3 MP range with the distance being 5 away, that range is protected a little bit more, right? And this is knowledgeable what I'm giving right now. This is solid shit right now. Market insight. If you have a 3 MP range, but the distance and the position of the market is further away from the strike, you have more protection. If your whole range is 3 and you're 3 away, you have no protection. What did I just say? Now that's the most, if you think about it, that's the most logical thing ever. But you won't think about that at all because you already have a preconceived idea in your head about what you're thinking is stability or you're thinking is position, right? So you totally bypass what I just broke down. You bypass it. And the game I just gave away just now with that, Jesus, I ain't even gonna speak on it because that right there is for the YouTube audience. People like to try to get in my head and all of that. I just let you in a little bit. Matter of fact, I just let you in a lot. Mind you, with logical shit. Logical. I didn't say nothing crazy. That's logic. Basic shit. Basic. That's basic. Mind you, this is just from observing the market. Hey, Mark, how you be knowing all of that? I just look at the market. This is what the market talks. And this is what I was saying earlier about when your skill elevates. Just like when I'm using terminology like range, distance, position. What the hell is all of that? People don't know what the hell I'm talking about. They think they know. Y'all know. We know what I'm talking about though. Like what I just dropped just now is serious game. I just gave some shit away that's like, yo, when that light bulb goes off, you're going to be like, oh shit. I'm telling you, watch. Mark my words. That was hard just now. Even I saw that. Like I'm outside of me looking at what I just said just now. And like, whoa. Like if you catch that, you should never lose. Never fucking lose again in life. Come on, man. And see, the thing about it is that we in training to control ourselves, to reinforce what we already know and to learn how to just remain patient. That's the key to it. Because your thirst will cause you to be distracted and to see shit that's not there. And not only to see shit that ain't there, then when shit is there, you don't see it. You seeing shit that ain't there, and then when shit is there, where you at? Chris said, what would have kept me out of that trade is the fact that there was a candle that had more than 10 pips of movement. That's a DQ for me. And now, Chris, I understand exactly what you're saying. But what if I told you that ain't got shit to do with it? What if I told you that? It that bugs you out because you're like, wait, huh? The movement and all, like the length of that movement, it don't have nothing to do with that. In that moment, it didn't have anything to do with it. That moment right there was exactly what I just broke down a moment ago about the range. And why not? It's the most logical shit ever. What I just said. Yeah. Look, JT said I just fucked up. Yeah. That's all it was. But the thing about it is that just now in that moment, we broke down why that was a fuck up. It ain't like, yo, I fucked up. Damn, I don't know what I did though. If you don't know what you did, then you didn't fuck up. You just did something that didn't work. If you do know what you did, that's why you know that you fucked up. Because you're beginning to understand what the market is presenting to you as far as what you're doing. And then you make logical sense out of it. If it makes logical sense, that's now where your mind will process it and you'll say, nah, that ain't it. You'll look at that and be like, nah, that ain't it. And then when it comes, you'll be like, there it is. Come on, man. Like this is what the market does for you. I'm like a translator for the market to a degree. I'm not translating all of the shit that the market speaks, but I'm translating the way that the market communicates with you when you have the right frame of mind to receive that information. That's what it translates information to you logically. It ain't all advanced and all technical. It's not like, oh, some Wizard of Oz type shit. It's not that. It'd be logical shit. Regular basic shit that you've always overlooked it. You never paid attention to the details of it. Then you look at the details, you'd be like, oh shit, I've been messing up for mad long doing stupid shit that didn't make no sense in the first place. Yeah, exactly. And it's because over time, the experience of dealing with the market and interacting and engaging with the market, that's what is your best teacher. That's why I'm where I'm at. I've allowed myself to observe the market long enough to know what it's saying and what it means. Not only do I understand what it's saying, I understand the meaning of what it's saying. That's where we're getting to, right? Yep. Matthew said, I respect you owning what happened. We got to own it. Tiffany, thanks JT for sharing that video so we could get some good analysis and insight. Yep. Chris, that's just one of my personal parameters for stability. And Chris, that's a good one to use. And I understand why you do that. Definitely. I understand. All the time. Winston said, JT, you shared, it comes back to you in profits times 10. Of course. Adele said, you will listen to that man in the mirror. Telling you, man. Telling you. And anytime somebody does something, it represents what anybody can do at any time. So this is another reason why sharing is important, because when you share what you did or what you were observing or what you looked at, and then on top of that, he recorded it. That's another reason. We talk about recording all the time. Now you see why. You see why? See, it's just like if you take a trade and it makes sense to you, but we can't see it. If we can't see what you did, we can't make heads nor tails of it. I can't look at it and be like, yeah, well, it was this. I don't know what it was because I can't see what you did. I can't see what the market was doing when you actually took that trade. When you record, we can look. And the market reveals it, man. Like that was clear as day. Chris said, so would you say that there was stability present in that trade? Yeah, it was stability. There was the hell? There was stability. But just because there's stability doesn't mean that you are positioned properly. If you decide to pull the trigger on the trade, it's not just about the market being stable. What else do we look for? The market being what? In position. If the market's out of position, you're vulnerable. Not to say you will lose, but if it's out of position, you become vulnerable to losing. Remember that when the market stabilizes, it solidifies its direction. Anytime you begin to look at the market and it has ranges, you have to respect the ranges also. That's a part of it. If the market is telling you it's within a certain range at this time, if you do anything outside of respecting that and you don't allow yourself enough time to observe to know what the positioning is relative to that range, you could easily fuck up. And it's like, well, damn, Mark, that's a lot. It's not. It actually simplifies things. Because now what it boils back down to is really, if you just wait for the protocol every time, you ain't never gonna lose. See, now you understand why I always reiterate that. The protocol has the perfect combination of everything that you would need the market to show you at the time to ensure the win. Period. It ain't no question about it. When you follow protocol, you never in doubt about nothing. It's all built in. Yep, just saying. Yeah, there was stability, yet the position was off from what I understand now. Yep. And you understand why it was off. Yeah, I saw it. I don't know who that was. So I have no idea. Yeah, Matthew on that OPE. He down with OPE. He down with OPE. All right, I'm about to break out. Yeah, I see y'all in training. Everybody else, I see y'all mañana. Stan, you're going to get delivered, sir. Winston, I see you in training.